Hello, everyone. This is Daniel Riley for Sports Talk on Power Talk Internet Radio. The world in your hands. Thank you so much for tuning in. Amid accusations of workplace misconduct, Carolina Panthers owner Jerry Richardson will sell the team at the end of the season. The controversy couldn't come at a worse time for the franchise. They are 10-4 following this Sunday's win over Green Bay and are making an excellent playoff push. This could derail everything. Players and coaches hate having distractions like this, especially so close to the playoffs. They'll be bombarded on questions related to the investigation, and that makes it impossible to focus on Sunday. That reason is why I see this team folding in the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again in the NFL. Eugene Washington got arrested the night before the Super Bowl. His Falcons lost to the Broncos the next day. The 1993 Oilers were constantly distracted by media interest in fighting coaches and other controversies, and consequently, the team lost in the playoffs. Terrell Owens tore apart countless teams that were contenders. Now it appears it's the Panthers' turn to come apart at the seams. It's not the first time there was an off-season distraction for them this year, but I digress. The point is that media firestorms like this can completely derail a season, and given the allegations, this is a story that won't go away until Jerry Richardson is forced to leave team headquarters for the very last time, and rightly so, if he is found guilty. If the Panthers are somehow able to win the Lombardi Trophy, then that's an accomplishment. I don't see how they can do it. Players are too worried about game day to have to worry about bad behavior involving their bosses. Distractions like this destroy the ability of a team to produce on the field, to focus. That's not an excuse, it's a statement of fact. It's why teams are really going to question going forward whether it's worth signing a guy with a history of legal issues. Imagine the distraction to the Colts when their owner got busted. Do you really think guys want to answer questions about that? Of course not. Granted, the Panthers are arguably a better offense than the Colts, but the issue remains the same. The allegations against Jerry Richardson have cost him his team and maybe even cost his players and coaches a trip to the Super Bowl. Think about your job. If someone gets in deep trouble at the office and everyone's interested in that little problem, can employees get along, let alone focus on what they're doing? It's the same issue here, except, of course, the stakes are a little higher. The ultimate distractions for a team are, of course, things like Aaron Hernandez's murder trial and Bountygate in New Orleans. No doubt those environments got toxic and guys started to hate going into work. That's probably going on with the Panthers right now, and Richardson has himself to blame. There's a lesson in here for people involved with NFL teams. Don't get yourself in such deep trouble that your team is distracted by your misbehavior or has to let you go. So much was going so well for the team until this PR disaster hit. There are a lot of ways to become that distraction. I'm not dumb enough to think it's impossible for the Panthers to win it all this year. It's just become a whole lot harder because of one guy's alleged behavior. Learning opportunity here for guys coming into the league. Pay attention. If you're not interested in being a goody two-shoes, that's fine. Just consider the distraction to your team. If that's enough to scare you away from getting a mugshot in the paper, your reputation ruined, and generally hated. That goes for the front office of teams too. Jerry Richardson just may have lost his good name and franchise. His players are likely none too fond of him either. His behavior casts a bad light on them too. They know that. Look, whether Jerry Richardson is innocent or guilty, the facts will decide that. What is not up for debate is things have taken a turn for the worse at the worst possible time for this team. And Jerry Richardson will never walk into the headquarters of an NFL team again after this season. It's time for people at all levels of NFL teams, management on down, to know what they're putting everyone in the franchise through when a situation like this happens. That said, I'm not holding my breath. They'll figure it out. This is Daniel Riley for Sports Talk and Power Talk Internet Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tune in next week for a new episode.